Hello and welcome everyone to another video on my channel EduBus. Well, this is the second video in our Budget 2022-23 series, and well, in the previous video I have already spoken about the key features of the budget. Well, in that video I have given you more over the entire gist of it. Well, to begin this video, I just want to bring to your notice that every year in the different competitive exams, we see that 3 or 4 questions are always present on the current budget. Well, there are a few basics which we need to remember when we are appearing for the competitive exams, and that is that the word budget is derived from a French word called baguette, which means a leather bag, and also that the budget is defined in our Indian Constitution in Article number 112. And well, it is not actually called as budget in our Constitution, but it is called as annual financial statement. Well, do remember these 3 points, that it is derived, the word budget is derived from the French word baguette, which means a leather bag, and it is defined in our Indian Constitution under the Article 112, and it is known as annual financial statement. Well, this year's budget was presented by our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who is also the first female Finance Minister of our country. Well, talking about the present budget, which is allocated is 39.45 lakh crores, whereas in the previous year it was allocated around 34.83 lakh crores. Well, if we talk about the increment in percentage, well, it is 13.2%, which is a pretty good amount if we see. Well, always remember, folks, that the budget has 2 components. The first one is the receipts and the second one is the expenditure. Receipts in simple language means receiving, the receiving part. And again, it has 2 components, that is the revenue receipts and capital receipts. Whereas expenditure means the expenses that are incurred by the government. That is again divided or categorized into 2 parts, that's the revenue expenditure and the capital expenditure. So the very first type of a receipt is the revenue receipt. Now, revenue receipt means money government received through taxes, fines and fees, etc. Whereas the capital receipt is through the investment that the government makes. And when we go to the expenditure, well, expenditure means expenses. So revenue expenditure is like asset expansion. So whatever expenses the government had to incur to expend the assets, while that comes under revenue expenditure. Whereas capital expenditure is the non-income generating expenditure. Now, if you just take a minute and look at the amounts here, okay, we can very clearly understand that the receipts, where it was under the revenue receipts, the government has generated around 22 lakh crore under revenue receipts, whereas 17 lakh crore under the capital receipts. Whereas when we talk about the spending or the expenditure, while the government has incurred around 31 lakh crore on revenue or the asset expansion, whereas around 7.5 lakh on capital expenditure. So, if you have seen my last video, you would be able to understand this. I have tried explaining that where the money comes from and where the money goes, right, in detail. What I wanted here to share with you were these 2 things. Now, these are the list of items or the imported items which would be costlier under the budget this year. That artificial jewelry or imitation jewelry, umbrellas or loudspeakers, headphones, earphones, smartwatches, cellular models and cells and x-ray machines, whereas parts of electronic toys. So these all imported items will be little more expensive this year. Whereas what is going to be cheaper or the custom duties are slashed this year under the budget 22-23 are few items, like where you could see there are some eatables like frozen squid and mussels and asafoetida, that is heng, and cocoa beans. then methylene alcohol, acetic acid, cut and polish diamonds, camera lens for cellular phones. So these products, the cost of these products has reduced or are going to be cheaper in this new budget, and for these things are going to be little more expensive. Next, as I said last time, that I would be talking about the tax slabs, right? So if you just look over here, so if your annual income, okay, so if your annual income falls like up to 5 lakhs, so there is nil, there is no tax on you, or you will not be incurred of any income tax. But if your annual income is somewhere, say, ranging between 5 lakhs to 7.5 lakhs, then 10% on your annual income. Or next is, if it is ranging like 7.5 to 10 lakhs, then you will have to pay around 15% tax. Next comes for, say, from your income, your annual income lies or ranges between 10 lakhs to 12.5 lakhs, then you need to pay around 20,000. And if it is above 15 lakhs, then the same 30% of the income tax will be levied on you. Lastly, I just want to bring to your notice that ministry-wise allocation, because last time I have already spoken, like where the money comes and where the money is invested or it goes. Right, so this time I thought that I will end the video by giving you just a brief idea on what all the ministries or how much the 39 lakh crore budget is allocated is going to be spent. So the highest goes to the defense sector, because under the Atmanirbhar Bharat, we are going to produce more this year under the defense sector. So that is somewhere around this. Then consumer affairs and everything. I mean, basically they're trying to promote Atmanirbhar Bharat. Then if you remember the Gati Shakti, the 7 engine thing. So to promote that, so this year also they are going to spend a little bit more on Gati Shakti. And then the railways and the rural development, agriculture and other communication and chemical fertilizers. So here at the end, dear viewers, I would just like to say that most of or all the key features of the budget 2022 or 23 has been discussed by me in detail, including the different income tax slabs. So in case if you have missed my previous video in this series, so you could find the link in the description below. Once do watch it, because it will give you a very clear picture that what actually budget is. And in this video, we have understood that the budget in the Constitution of India is defined in Article 112. Then it is known as the annual financial statement of the country, and the different the tax slabs and all. So hope you had learned something, you have enjoyed being with me. So let's meet in the next interesting video, and till then, guys, stay happy, stay safe, and do keep learning. Thank you.